Polite Enquiries, Old Trafford. It's like we created a monster. Squirrels ask, when will Steve Smith return to his home planet?
I think Steve Smith's home planet is actually between wicket and wicket in the middle of a cricket pitch. I think he may have been born there, and the whole story about him being born in a hospital in Sydney was just an elaborate cover for where he actually came from.
I think he actually is on another planet most of the time. Like his brain is on another planet.
The entire team thinks he's weird.
I would never have said that, Steve Smith. I don't think you're weird. Sunil asks, the only chance of England getting Steve Smith out is surely by having all fielders on the boundary line and making him run for every run. He will surely be out before 250. I think that's sound, isn't it?
Except for how beautifully that went against Ben Stokes.
Yeah, but you just don't ever bring them in. You just leave them out the entire time and you make him run every single run.
I've never seen someone more satisfied just to nurdle a ball round the corner and get to the other end than Steve Smith is for about 90% of most of his innings.
Yeah, Sunil, I'm giving you that. I think people have to think outside the box, and that's the sort of crazy thinking that won't actually work, but I like it anyway. Akash asks, did Jack Leach step over England's Ashes hopes?
Oh, well. It's been said that there's maybe a little bit of a variation on the Steve Waugh, you've dropped the World Cup.
Did you know I've actually dropped the Ashes?
Really?
Yeah, I dropped the replica urn when I was using it for a shoot at Lord's. And in fact, I found out today, apparently that's part of the tour group now. They talk about the journalist who dropped the really expensive replica urn.
The real one's going to Melbourne at the end of the year. Maybe you can drop that one too.
Don't let me anywhere near it. Poor Jack Leach. I sort of feel sorry for him in a way, in that if you're a spinner and you overstep, kind of one of the most unforgivable things, really, isn't it, in cricket?
Oh, yeah.
It should probably be hung, drawn and quartered. Ben asks, will England regret the choice of Jason Roy this series, not for his batting, but for dropping key catches? Well, he's dropped a couple, hasn't he?
He's kind of doing what KP did in his first series, but without the runs.
Wanderer asks, where did England's momentum go? Well, Wanderer, it went to the place where it came from, and that's nowhere because it doesn't exist. TK asks, with Archer down on pace, isn't this England seam attack just 4 medium-fast right armers, like on the last miserable Ashes tour? Where is the variation?
Well, that's a little bit harsh.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It was like we were saying before, it felt like they'd lost some of their bite. That's what'll happen when you drop catches and there's someone out there who seems invincible from planet whatever Smith is on, which I think is what planet that he's from, just doing crazy things. Overton bowled okay at times.
Maybe they picked the wrong Overton. Maybe they should have picked the quick one.
Or is that Overton?
Oh, yes, true. Jamie.
The window. Alvaro asks, is Denley the night watchman?
Yes.
I feel sorry for Joe Denley. I mean, come on, the guy. I know that he probably shouldn't have been there maybe in the first place, and there's plenty of arguments for that. But yeah, he guts it out a really difficult innings in Headingley, and now he's made way in a way so that Jason Roy's got more of an opportunity at the top of the order. So he's been a bit of a team player, I think. He's done what they've asked him to do, and he's done his best. I sort of really felt a bit sorry for him today.
He is, and you're right, but at the same time, Australia are like, well, we nearly nicked him off about 15 times in that innings at Headingley on a flatter pitch, and now we get a brand new ball against him. That's the sort of scenario where they're pretty comfortable with things, and I know why England have done it, but it's just a tough commission all round to have someone at the top of the order. I mean, maybe they could have got Dom Sibley in.
Suresh asks, and the Ashes go to Australia?
Not just yet.
Yeah.
They look a lot closer to the Ashes now than they did at the end of the Headingley Test. I'll say that much.
They're definitely in the preferred position right now.
Yeah, well, it's kind of a case where they need a couple more good bowling days where they hold everything together and choose their bowlers wisely and their spells and bowl tight. Mitchell Stark's first couple of overs were interesting tonight, and that could be some quite different cricket tomorrow.
Also, I think what it comes down to is just is England's batting good enough to hold out for a draw?
There was a book about the 2005 Ashes called "Is It Cowardly to Pray for Rain?"
Did you write that one?
No, but
have you written books?
Oh, just a couple. But I don't think it would have sold anywhere near as well if it had said, "Is it nihilistic to pray for rain?" Just a little bit, too niche. Or too Nietzsche.
That is a very philosophical joke. Amitabha asks, Melinda Farrell, are you an astrologer? No. We'll see you tomorrow.